Southwest area, you have a lot of places to get very good deals. It's all about value in our region. And, of course, a lot of people know Mall of America in Minnesota, over in that Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and that's the biggest mall in America. But in Michigan, we have, our biggest mall is called the Great Lakes Crossings Mall, just about 10-minute drive north from downtown Detroit and I-75. That's a spectacular mall. I mean, they have great deals, great values, great restaurants and all that. I mean, really good deals. And so that you can find that. But I think what most people look for when it comes to shopping in Michigan is found in the small towns. There's a town just west of Detroit on I-94 called Ann Arbor. It's the home of the University of Michigan, so well known because of that university. But it's a cool little town with great food, great shopping, downtown, beautiful, quaint little downtown. You walk up and down and you see all these neat little stores with unique products at great deals. So, for instance, I think they have 5 bookstores in downtown Ann Arbor. And there's a bookstore that only sells mystery novels. I mean, how unique is that? There are, I think, 2 or 3 cupcake stores where they only sell cupcakes. Strange, unique things like that. So these small towns offer really fun little places to shop and seriously good deals.
Book shops, pizza and cupcakes. I'll have to emigrate
there. How can you beat it?
It's my whole weekend summed up. You're quite north in near Canada, so what's the temperature range over the year, winter compared to summer?
Well, I'm terrible on the Celsius and Fahrenheit thing. So we are a true 4-season state. So in the wintertime, very cold, a lot of snow, and we celebrate that. In Michigan, those winters can go long. So we get outside and enjoy it. We do everything from dog sledding to ice climbing to all your traditional snowmobiling. We're the mecca for snowmobiling in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, the best place because of hundreds of miles of groomed trails. But we have ski resorts and cross-country skiing and snowshoeing and all these things that if you give it a shot, you'll really enjoy it. Springtime, very, very comfortable temperatures, similar to the UK, really. But long springs. We usually have temperatures that will average around 65 degrees in springtime, Fahrenheit. Very comfortable, short sleeve type weather, starting to transition into wearing shorts and all that. But not the time you want to get out into the Great Lakes yet. We do touch on 4 of the 5 Great Lakes. So when summer comes, June, July, and August, these are our hot weather months, into September a little bit as well. Very comfortable. We generally don't have the super hot or humid days like you would have from the middle of the country south. We stay away from most of that. So most people think that we offer probably the most comfortable summers in America in the Great Lakes region because you can start your golfing day very early in the morning. We're also at the very far west of the Eastern time zone, so it starts getting light in the summertime at like 5:30 in the morning and stays light up until 10 o'clock at night for some of those summer days. So you can golf all day long, and you can actually stand to be out there in the middle of the day, unlike those really hot places, Atlanta and Orlando and all that, where you just can't stand to be out there in the summertime. And then fall, September, I think is the best time to visit because you have those crisp, cool nights and you have those bright, beautiful, sunny days with a changeover of the season. So not only will you have that Indian summer change of color in the trees, and we have millions of acres of forest, more than 130 different varieties of deciduous trees, in other words, trees that'll change color. So you get this panoramic view of a real palette of color changes in fall. But it's very comfortable. So, for instance, if you like to golf, we do have the most public golf courses in any state in the country. And I love September and October golfing, sweater golfing. So you might have temperatures, again, around 65 degrees, very comfortable, but maybe with a slight, light type of sweater, and you'll enjoy being out there as well. And then back to winter.
Checking it out before you check in on the John Guinn Travel Show on ukhealthradio.com. A constant theme during my conversations with the guys from the Great Lakes region was that it's not an area that people visit when they go to the USA for the first time. They do Florida or California or New York. And I think that's a shame, because you really don't get any idea of America if you go to Disneyland, to be perfectly honest. And somewhere like the Great Lakes region, you can really immerse yourself in the culture and the locals and what they actually get up to, which I think is the best part of travel. I'm not one of these people who likes to sit in the resort for 2 weeks and not go outside. I realise there are people like that. And I realise there are people that like to see Mickey Mouse. But there is far more to the USA than that. And we're coming to the end of my chat with Dave Lorenz, who represents the Michigan state, and talking about visiting there. So I asked him what should be a good itinerary for a family.
Of course, it always it depends on what your family likes to do and how old the kids are. So we talked about like indoor water parks, always a really great option, especially when you have a variety of ages of kids. We also, in western Michigan, we have Michigan's Adventure. It's our biggest amusement park. It's part of the Cedar Fair property, so the same people who run Cedar Point in Ohio, that big, beautiful adventure park with all the roller coasters, they have a nice park in Muskegon, Michigan as well. So if you're into that, there are those types of things. And if you were going to do that, you'd be on that western shoreline right along the eastern part of Lake Michigan. There are dozens of cute little beach towns all up and down the lakeshore there. So if you're looking for a beachfront vacation where you can actually just be right on the beach in a cottage for a week, we have a lot of those options. If you're looking for a bed and breakfast or a hotel as a couple or a family, many options there as well. The interior of the state offers all of these same type of amenities. Maybe, of course, there is the huge Lake Michigan or big lake beaches, but with 11,000 inland lakes, there are all of those types of options too. So the difference is, maybe on Lake Michigan or Lake Huron or Lake Superior, you might be on the beach just sitting around all day or swimming in the water. On the inland lakes, it's more popular to rent a ski jet or a boat, maybe do skiing out there, more active adventure like that. Maybe you take a boat out to go fishing, maybe do kayaking in the rivers or the lakes. There are a lot of those types of opportunities. So those are all great in northwest Michigan and in northeast Michigan, two very different towns that offer similar experiences. In Traverse City, near Sleeping Bear Dunes, the biggest dunes in the whole country, right, just a spectacular, beautiful area. This is the perfect community for just about any time of the year. Traverse City is, they call it the Hamptons of the Midwest. It's just a beautiful place. But on the other side of the state, on the east side, there's a little town called Alpena. Just as beautiful, just nobody really knows about it. So among the other things about Alpena, they have the Great Lakes Observatory, and they have the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. So you can go and see shipwrecks. Whether you like to dive, you can go to these well-preserved shipwrecks because it's all fresh water. There's no salt water. There are no little animals eating up the ships. So they've been down there for years, thousands of shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. So in this area, you can actually dive in that area. We can take a glass-bottom boat to see them, or you can go to the observatory there, the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary building, and see these great museum artifacts from shipwrecks and such. In the Upper Peninsula, I would say that the absolute best thing to do is just enjoy nature. Cute little towns everywhere, a lot of maritime culture there as well, but great places to hike and to just enjoy nature at its very best. It's the Upper Peninsula is a nature paradise. Waterfalls, 200 waterfalls in the Upper Peninsula alone. So my wife and I this summer we're going out with another couple, and we're going to do a waterfall adventure. So you can go from waterfall to waterfall to waterfall. If you don't want to get out of your car, there are some that close. If you'd like to hike in a little bit through the beautiful forested areas, you can do that as well. And then back down in the southeast part of Michigan, people are always surprised to hear that the Detroit area is our #1 tourist destination for visitation, because of all the sports activities and such, but also just because it's a cool town. And I think people are always impressed with how friendly Detroit is as a big city. Friendly people. They love visitors, and you can tell. And the attractions there are pretty spectacular.
You don't have a magic waterfall that makes people's hair grow back at the standing, do you?
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. No, nothing like that. But it will make you, waterfalls are magic in a certain way. Mm-hmm. They do, there's something about that falling water that is just calming. And so when I go to see the waterfalls, we have the second biggest waterfall in the country called the Tequamanen Falls. It's in the northern eastern part of the Upper Peninsula, just off of Lake Superior. And this is a double wall feature where there's a upper falls and the lower falls. And the water there, because of the tannins in the water, in other words, the leaves breaking down in that huge forest, leaves kind of a golden color in the water. So you get the right light and you see that water coming down these huge falls. It's like seeing beer come over the walls, that kind of yellowish tint. It's beautiful. And there's just something about it, just makes you feel serene, makes you feel calm. And the power of the falls is pretty impressive too. You can go to various places and get right next to where those waterfalls are going down. It's impressive to feel that power of nature. At the same time relaxing. It's a spectacular place.
You've covered a lot, but how do we find out more about the state?
So the best way to find out information about Pure Michigan, as we call it, is to go to michigan.org. And we, of course, with the Great Lakes website as well here in the UK, you can get to michigan.org that way. Also, we're very involved and very active in social media. So we're on Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram. In fact, Pure Michigan is the #1 Instagram brand for tourism in the world. Yeah, Australia occasionally bumps into that #1 position, but we have more shared images from Michigan than any other destination in the world most of the time. So that talks about the quality of the experience and just how spectacularly beautiful Michigan is. So check it out on Instagram and use all the other social media applications to get to us as well.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
As I said earlier, all the websites mentioned on this week's show can be found at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show, along with links to shows I've done earlier that mention the states that we haven't covered today. Next week there's a little bit more on the region when we find out about Springfield, Illinois, so I do hope you can join me then on the John Guinn Travel Show on ukhealthradio.com, where each week I'm checking it out before you check in.